Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I am really excited to share with you some beautiful new products that have been sent to me by Contact Crafts, and these are the Intense Liquid Colours, Sparkle Bases and Stackable Stamps by my lovely friend Bibi Cameron. First of all, we're going to have a little look at what's inside these boxes, and then most of all, I'm going to experiment, have fun, and hopefully just inspire you to have fun and use these products in whatever way you like. It's all beautiful colours, as the name suggests, intense liquid colours. And colour is really the most important thing in any of your craft projects because it's the first thing that people notice. It can be really happy colours or more muted or anything that you like, but the colour will definitely be the most eye-catching. Then, of course, you can see here we've got sparkle bases, and who doesn't love a bit of bling and a bit of sparkle as well? There's some gorgeous little stamps here too, so I will be showing you all of those in just a moment. Contact Crafts have sent me these products so that I can review them and give you my opinion on them, and today's video is also sponsored by Contact Crafts. These are the Intense Liquid Colours, and there are 3 different colour palettes, and inside each of these little boxes you're going to get 8 little 1-ounce bottles. So we'll open them up and have a little look. There's some absolutely gorgeous colours here. They're high quality, vibrant, translucent, water-based paints with excellent blendability and dispersion. I'm just reading you off what it says on the website because I don't want to miss anything. But I just want to suggest too that not only have you got the colours that you have actually in these little bottles, but you can use these to mix together and make even more colours. So this is the Tuscany Earth collection, and we've got Scarlet Red, Sunbeam, Olive Green, Ocean Blue, Lamp Black, Umber, Emerald and Burnt Orange. Next we have the Bohemian Regals, and inside here you'll find Carnation, Pumpkin, Saffron, Bluegrass, Navy, Purple Rain, Sepia and Verdigris. Last but not least, we've got the Retro Brights, and these are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, purple and indigo. This then is the little box of sparkle bases, and we've got silver, gold, bronze and copper, and then you've got 2 extra little bottles that you can use for mixing some of these up if you want to store them as well. But these are designed to add a beautiful shimmer to any of your projects, and you can apply those directly onto the paper, or you can actually mix them with some of these other paints that we've got here and apply them in that way. These then are 2 of the little sets of stamps. There are actually 3, and I'll link them all down below, including the one that I don't have here. So let's just have a little look and see what's so unique about these. I've had a little look before and they're actually really, really lovely. Very excited to use them. So if you have a look inside here, these are the stamps. Now the stamps are actually available with or without the stackable blocks, but I'm going to show you how these can be used as well, and I think you'll really enjoy that. I've never used anything like this before, and they do look really, really good for storage. So we've got all of the stamps here, and then you can take off the stamp here and just pop it on to the little block. Each one corresponds with the name that's on the front of this. Then you can stack them up and they're just ready for use, and they're really, really easy to find because you'll just want your thank you one, which is on here, and that's this one, and just lift off the thank you. You'll be able to stamp that and pop it back in there and keep it safe and store it really, really conveniently. This bigger one that's in this package then is for this stamp here because it's just that bit bigger, and it comes with its own stamping block and a little lid as well. So that's really, really lovely. Now let's have a little look at these ones. So these are alphabet blocks, and you'll get 6 clear acrylic stackable blocks in this as well if you want them. Just having a little look here then, it's a 90-piece letter and number set. So these are all the letters, and obviously then you get multiples there that you can make little words with. And the blocks this time have no names or anything on them because you can make up your own words and put them on there, and then you can put a little label on there for yourself if you want. But you've got all of these letters to use and make up whatever names or whatever you want to customize your own little project. Right, that's it for now. I am going to start using some of this stuff and see what all we can do with it and just have some fun, and hope you enjoy watching. If you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment down below. That always helps my channel, and I'll come back and give you more ideas with this if I can see that you're really enjoying it. Well, I didn't even know where to start because I got so excited when I saw all those colours and all those fantastic looking products, but you've got to make a start somewhere. So I've picked out Bohemian Regals in the intense liquid colours, and there's loads of things you can do with this. You can actually just enjoy watercolouring, or you can even use it with little daubers and sponges and brushes and apply it all over sort of randomly over a project. You can use it through a stencil if you take a sort of flat brush and don't have too much ink or colour on it and just drag that over a stencil really carefully. You can make lovely backgrounds and you can colour your own cardstock. I've thought of a few other ideas as well because I wanted to try just to see how intense these colours were. First of all, let's just have a little look. I think I'll go with the saffron, and this is from this set here. So carefully remove the cap, and then you'll see there's a little protective piece underneath. Then you can put the cap back on again. And I've got myself a little palette because I think that's probably the safest way for me so that I don't make a mess. And then we're going to put some in here. Now you really, I'm not going to use too much at all, just a couple of drops, and we'll see how that goes. I just want to test it out on some paper, some card here. This isn't even watercolor card. I'm just going to have fun, and let's see what we can do. This brush, if you're a proper artist, you'll not need me to tell you what shape and sizes of brushes, and if, like me, you're just a crafter who wants to have fun with colour, grab whatever brush you want and go for it. Oh, that is intense. It really is. Let's see what it's like when you water it down a bit. I have done some die cutting. The beautiful little die set that I got from Spellbinders, it's from the Woodland Tales collection, and I've cut that out here, and I'm going to colour this in. So I'm going to use some of the other colours as well here, but just let's start off in the centre with this. See how this goes. And again, this is just ordinary card. It's actually 214 GSM card. And look at that. It's taking the colour really well. I'm going to let that just dry for a moment or two, and then I'm going to add some deeper shading in the centre. But while that's drying, I'll clean my brush and I'll use some of this carnation for the outside and some of the green for this. Well, that's dried out and it's far from perfect, but I actually enjoyed it and I do still really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and make this up anyway. But I do think that that would look so much better if it was on watercolor paper, and we'll try that too because, well, why not? So let's just go ahead and glue this up anyway and make a little 3D flower out of it. There we are. And there. And I actually got some glitter card sitting beside me here, and I do really want to try and see what that looks like on it as well. So just while it's here, I'm going to go ahead and just see how this turns out. So far so good. This is just white glitter card, and I thought it would be nice just to try that little effect and see if that could be coloured up as well, because sometimes you just want a different colour that's not available in glitter card, and if you could make it up in this way, you could be mixing paints and getting all sorts of colours. That would be really good. Well, I should probably be moving on to some other things, but I still really love those colours that I was using there, and I wanted to try something else with exactly the same colours. So I've just taken some 300 GSM card and I've embossed it with a beautiful 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders, and let's see how this goes. I thought I'd like to paint all of this because those areas are all raised up and it should be easy to do. Do you know, I'm just turning it over and thinking it would probably be really easy to do on the underside as well. I'm going to go ahead and use a fine brush, but I'm not going to be too fussy. I'm just going to really enjoy myself here, and you can watch and see how this turns out. So I'm going to use the carnation again. Don't forget, whenever you've finished with it, to screw the little cap back on. Just you don't want that spilling out all over the place. So we'll go with some carnation. We'll have some verdigris this time again. And I'm just going to enjoy myself now. I wanted to see what it would look like on actual watercolor card. So I've cut a piece here. It's just a square, and I'll probably end up trimming it down a little bit. But this time I'm going to use the Tuscany Earth colours. These are really, really gorgeous. We've got the olive green and the emerald to do some foliage, and then I can mix some of these colours to make some of the flowers as well. First of all, I'm going to put a little drop of olive green in here, and then mix that up a little bit and mix it with some emerald, I think. And let's see. Then I'm going to dip my glass in it and put a little circle down there and go from there. Now I'm going to take the Retro Brights and add some colours to a background here, and then maybe do some die cutting from it. So this will be pretty straightforward. It's just going to have lots of colour on it, and I'll maybe blend some of it and see how that goes. Just a little experiment. I die cut from that, so I actually took some dies from the little Over the Rainbow set by Spellbinders, and it's this large floral die, these three, and then this one, and I've cut these pieces out here, and they actually look really, really lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and just give them a little bit of a shape by embossing the backs of the petals, turning them over, and then pressing them in the center, and I'll glue these onto this card, and then I'll come back at the end and make a little card with all of these. Well, this time I'm going to try out my sparkle bases, and I'm going to use probably several of them. I've got an embossing folder and a stencil. I've already embossed the card, as you can see there, and I'll just pop it up here a little bit where you can see it better, and hopefully this will work. Obviously it's my little experiment, so if it doesn't work I'll just leave it in and you can see that too, and then you'll know not to try it then. So let's pop that on there. And there are those little magnets, and that will hold that down. I've got some little domed daubers, and I'm going to put my sparkle bases out into this and then pick them up with the daubers and then experiment on here. When I saw how that turned out, I'm going back to this piece because I thought that would be really, really lovely with some sparkle gold in the centre of it there. Well, that was one experiment that I wasn't too happy with, so I scrapped that one and I went ahead with another one. And this time I've only used the silver sparkle base on that, and it is so much nicer. The other one with the two colours on it just did not look good at all, but look at the sheen off that. That is little diamonds, so that looks really, really fantastic with that silver sparkle on it. Now, I've got a little piece of the extra card here, so I thought I might go ahead and try to mix some of the sparkle base with another colour. I'm not too sure which ones I should try first, but I think I'll go ahead this time with some of the gold sparkle base. I had that up here. I have that. And I might just add that to burnt orange. And this is from the Tuscany Earth collection. I'm going to put those in together. Oh, even that looks nice, doesn't it? I'm just going to take a flat brush this time and mix that together and go right over this. Now, it might even look better if I had done it on just a flat piece of card and then die cut from it, but I really just wanted to try, see what it would look like on this as well. I hope you can catch that there. It really just gives a very, very faint sheen, and that might be because I've added more of the intense colour than I have of the sparkle base. So it does give a beautiful sheen, but it's not really over the top. It's not really very, very bright or vivid. So now I think I might just shake up this gold and put it over the top of that, and then we'll get something even brighter. You know, there are just so many different ways you can use this that I couldn't possibly do them all in one video, but I do want to show you a couple more, and then I'm going to go on to using the stamps and making up some cards with the things that I've already made. So on this one, I thought I would love to try some of this beautiful olive green, create a little background, and then just with the inks onto my acrylic block, and then put it down here, and maybe some splatters as well. I'm going to just put some of these drops into the little palette here. Now, again, not very, very much. I don't want much at all. And liquid umber, I think I'll put in there. Yeah. Now I'm going to have a little look at the stamps and the stackable blocks. So I've lifted out the Good Stuff Inside set, and I'm going to pick something off here and just put it on. Now, I'm going to put the hello on here because this is the first one I've lifted out, and you can see it says hello on here. And if you have a little look, all the rest of them will have the names down the side, and you just put the one you want on here. So there we are, and they cling really, really well. You'll just ink this up and then set it down, and there you are. So the really good thing about this is that once I have finished using that, I just clean the excess ink off after I've stamped it and pop this right back in here onto my little set, and it just closes up, and that's a really, really handy little packaging for keeping your stamps safe and handy as well. So all of these have their names on, and they're really, really easy to find when you come to it. And as I said before, this bigger one is for this stamp here. The really, really good thing about having the alphabet stamps is that you can lift out any letters that you want and make up whatever words you like. So the sky's the limit with that one. And I've got friend here, and I'm just going to put that right below hello and stamp that out, and then that will make a lovely full sentiment. Well, I've been away and made cards with all of the bits and pieces that I had coloured, and I'm really, really loving the way they've turned out. You can let me know down in the comments if you've enjoyed it too, and if you like the final products. But this is a big card here because it's got the full embossing folder in, and I know that took a little bit of time to actually colour that, but I was really, really enjoying it as I was doing it, and I didn't even know the time going. And you can make this a lot simpler by just taking an embossing folder that has a lot less detail than that and colouring it in, or using one that has a stencil and using it that way, how I used the other one as well there. So I've printed out the Hello Friend. I stamped that with my lovely stamp and backed it onto some black and some black here just to make that card pop a bit. And that one's finished. So you can see a slight little sheen in here because I added some of the sparkle base into that as well, just in the centre of those. And a tiny little bit, I think, on those little berries as well there. So that's number one. And then I can't even remember what order I made these in. I think this one I've made a little card, a simple little card, and I stamped out I Was Made For You because I thought it just suited that really simple layout there. And I've coloured these flowers, obviously, and the leaves with the intense colour as well. And it does really pop. The next one then that I'm going to show you is the one that I made the background colours. I just coloured the card and then I die cut it. So I've backed that onto a little archway and then made a bigger one with some pink card and put thank you. So that's thank you from the little stamp set as well. And I cut that out and just popped it on there on 3D foam pads. Now the next one then was the little one that I made the freehand wreath using these as paints, and that's on watercolor card. So I popped it onto, I actually die cut it with a circular die and laid it on some green, and then I stamped out Joy from the alphabet set and put that in the middle on some 3D foam pads as well, just for a little bit of dimension. Then I have done this one. So this was the background that I used the block for, and some of the intense colour, and the just sort of tapped it and flicked it, and then I put some rub-ons on top of that, and I've stamped out The Wait Is Over and just sort of distressed that around the edge with some ink and popped that again, 3D foam pads. And I don't know if you can see it there, but I wanted a very sort of subtle stamped area here. So I've taken this lovely postage stamp, yep, and stamped it very faintly in lighter green just in the background there. And I thought that turned out really, really well as well. Now this one is really, really sparkly because all of that embossing has been done with the sparkle base in silver. And then I had already embossed this little folder, this big folder actually, out in some plain white card. And while I had those sparkle bases out, I went ahead and coloured in that flower. So that's sort of with a bit of the copper and some of the gold just mixed in as well here. And then I just fussy cut around that flower. So there's loads and loads of different ways that you can use this. I haven't even put a sentiment on that because I didn't think this card really needed it. It's a lovely little top fold card and lots of shine going on there. Now I've also got some other bits and pieces because as you saw, I made this background. I will be using that for something, but just not in this video. You can come back and see that at some stage. And I've also got some of these that I cut out as well, and I will use those too. My little glitter one didn't turn out just as well as I fancied, so I won't be using that one. But not everything works, but I'm really, really happy with how these ones turned out. I will have links to all of the products that I've used down in the description of this video, so please do check those out. It'll show you where to get the products and tell you a little bit more information about them. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for watching along. Do check out these products because I think you will really, really enjoy using them. And if you think of some other ideas that you could use with these, please drop me a little note down below and let me know as well, because I'm always interested to know what everybody else thinks and what's going on in your mind when you see a new product like this as well. And until next time, happy crafting. Thanks very much. Bye bye.